Coach Park with Elite Passing Institute with our Elite 2-minute drill for this week. We've covered setting the wrist and getting to L. What happens next after we load the ball into this position is we're going to get to zero. Now zero is a position that I learned in developing quarterbacks from Darren Slack and his National Football Academies. I was looking for the techniques that we needed to improve the throwing mechanics of my son, and I attended his clinics, taught as a clinician at 3 or 4 of his clinics, so I got the ability to learn that from him. This is, in my estimation, the right way to throw football, and I just want to thank Coach Slack for providing that information. Now here's why it's important. When we get from the loaded position and then we want to actually throw, let me put my shoulders kind of in a throwing position. We're going to try and get into this position here. And in zero is a neutral position to where it follows the line of the scapula or the shoulder blade on your back. A lot of quarterbacks will have the ball outside of here, which puts them in a position where the wrist will not be where it needs to and can't maintain that. Consequently, the nose is down. If we have nose up in this position, then just like an airplane, as you take off, you want the nose of the airplane up. No different than with the football when we throw. We want the nose slightly up so that it maintains the best flight dynamics possible. So we get from here, and what we're thinking about is getting the elbow to be 6 inches forward of the shoulder and 6 inches above, with the wrist still set, to the zero position. How I reinforce this for our young men is I'll take a 6-pound weighted ball and I'll put it on their hand and I'll put them in this position. I say, can you stand there and hold it? And they all can. I said, okay, now put that 6-pound ball and put it outside your arm. This is where you keep throwing it, and this is where we develop what I see as shoulder problems and soreness. Now I've had many of my young men who constantly get into this position and can go to any of the camps or 2-a-day practices, and they can throw their 100 to 200 passes and their shoulders aren't dragging and they aren't sore or in pain. That's in part to their throwing mechanics and being biomechanically efficient. So that's the importance of getting to zero. That's our 2-minute drill for this week.